I can almost speak for majority of the yellow drivers that they felt that the mismanagement of the company was the reason that the company ended up where it was.
Well, can you first real briefly tell us like the context around Yellow's place in the trucking industry? Like how does it differ from say FedEx or UPS or other shipping companies that people may have heard of before?
Yeah, so I mean, put it plain and simple. I mean, Yellow pretty much almost made their 100-year mark right at 99 years. So, yeah. I mean, in our generation, it has gone 3 generationals of truck drivers. People have seen the name Yellow going on the interstate. So it just means a lot to the American people. You know, it's the 3rd largest LTL carrier in America.
And LTL, to explain to people, it means these are trucks that carry not quite a whole truckload. Is that correct?
Correct. So less than truckload. So let me give you the lowdown real quick. If you're a business and you don't want to pay for the whole trailer, you're going to pay for a portion of it. So imagine how many businesses in your city that you live in want to order a fraction of it. So someone, a line haul driver that will drive it across America, will drop it off at their main terminal, and then a city driver will then start doing their pickups and drop-offs to their businesses around town. So this is going to affect businesses locally for sure, 100%.
Okay. Well, we should know that we haven't heard yet from Yellow itself regarding this apparent shutdown. We've reached out to them for comment. You should know that we haven't yet heard from Yellow itself regarding this apparent shutdown. We did reach out to them for comment, just haven't heard back. This news came from the Teamsters Union, which represents thousands of truckers who work for Yellow. What was your personal reaction when you first heard this news from the Teamsters?
You know, they have something called union stewards, and those are pretty much like truck driver representatives for the Teamsters and for the terminals that are local to whatever city that that company is at. And so I actually had a union steward email me and then call me yesterday, who'd like to stay anonymous, that, hey, we just got this. It looks like operations has ceased 12 p.m. And he gave me that at like 12:30. So
wow.
I let, oh my gosh. It was just crazy to hear, because Yellow, for people that don't know, has been bailed out a few times. And in 2020, the CARES Act, people hear about this number, $700 million to be bailed out. So the 30,000 drivers in total thought that there was a chance that somewhere, shape, or form there'd be a bailout or something was going to happen. Because I can almost speak for majority of the Yellow drivers that they felt that the mismanagement of the company was the reason that the company ended up where it was. And so till the very end, drivers didn't know if they had a job yet. And some didn't know until I made a video about it on YouTube yesterday, which was devastating to even see.
Tell me more about that. This was essentially a memorial video for Yellow, right? Like, I understand you've heard from a bunch of truckers who worked for Yellow. What have they told you in response to this video? What are they concerned about right now?
They're sad that they might not have a pension. You know, can you imagine working 37 years? I had a driver that said he put in 37 years and he was ready to retire, and he knew that he was going to get an X amount of dollars every single month after he retired, and now he doesn't even know if he can retire. And so, you know, they're hurt, they're in pain, and they feel lied. They feel lied to. And that's where they're at right now. And some of them still don't know if they have a job or not, because on Friday, a lot of management and drivers were let go, but none of the line haul drivers, none of the over-the-road drivers were actually ever let go on paper. So they're all in limbo.
Right now.
Yes, 100%. So can you imagine not knowing if you have a job or not, and all you have is a piece of paper that says we ceased operations?
I mean, that's brutal. That's just brutal. Yeah. Well, based on what you know now, how do you think this is going to affect the trucking industry as a whole going forward? Do you think there will be a bunch of delayed deliveries?
You know, what's going to happen, honestly, is when people wanted to get something shipped, LTL, honestly, Yellow was the affordable option. So let me name a couple options, right? And I don't work for these companies, but Old Dominion, Saya, there's a couple of them out there. They're almost double the price. So Yellow was just a more affordable option to ship with. And now that option is gone. So now any business that orders and needs product, 100% is, I don't want to say strong-armed, but have to pick one of the normal options. So your goods,
which are more expensive,
it's gonna add up. If the business has to pay more, the consumer is gonna have to pay more.
Well, given that Yellow is apparently shutting down, and also given that UPS recently avoided a potentially catastrophic strike over a labor deal, what would you say that we're seeing right now across the trucking industry at the moment? What's happening?
So there's three things that are happening right now. For people that don't know, trucking is actually at its worst. So if I give you the example of something called an owner-operator, that's just say a single truck driver that owns his own truck, fuel prices are high, insurance prices are high, and the rates that they're getting paid per mile are low. So essentially right now, it's a mixed bag, and when you put it all together, they're pretty much working just to stay afloat. So there are so many owner-operators and truck drivers that are going out of business right now because of those variables. And a lot of American people don't know that, but we're struggling right now. To give an example, just say it costs $1.50 a mile to run your truck with insurance and fuel and all that. There are rates right now that are paying them $1.20 a mile. I don't care who you are, but as an American person, anyone out there, would you work for free? Would you work for a loss? And that's what truck drivers are doing right now. We're working for a loss, and we're losing our shirts in our business. So the trucking industry it's hurting really bad. And these are all a part of the mixed bag that you see here of companies going out of business. So you'll see more companies go out of business because of this.
Well, I was just going to ask you, what will you be paying attention to in the coming days?
More
companies saying they're shutting down.
Oh, definitely. On Mutha Trucker News, we update people every day. And this year, I've updated more than 60 companies, even more than that have gone BK and out of business. Just because they can't sustain and they can't run their trucks. It's just not worth it for them.
That is Alex Mine. He's a trucker who runs the Mutha Trucker YouTube channel. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Oh, not a problem. I appreciate you. Nothing.